What's good, people? It's your boy Luckstahs here, and you're tuning into my podcast, or should I say the Luckstahs podcast? I don't know what to call it just yet, but I'm gonna think of something. But yeah, catch me on Instagram, Luckstahs. Blurred Rec is another channel that I'm gonna be like working on in the future. Lucky Cubal on Twitter, and Facebook is Luckstahs as well. Joining me today, we got my boy Hunter from Nottingham. He's a loyal supporter of the LS family, the Yoga Fire family. He's been helping us do marketing and promoting to other people outside of the Filipino community over the years of just being taking part in it, bro. Say well gone, man.
Well gone. Yeah, 14 years strong. I think I first met you, man, 2006 by the Fiesta, Hounslow Central.
Yeah, I think I might have spoken to you a bit more later than that. Do you know what I mean? I think you met Kid first and them lot, and then he told me about you, and then he was like, yeah, you're a beat maker. I was like, boom. So then I started to like listen to your beats, and then eventually I started hollering for beats. I still owe you. I still need to record on them. But yeah, obviously life gets a bit ahead of us and burdens us. So yeah, they're still in the background, but we're going to get on that as soon as possible. What's your socials, man?
Socials is Pinoy Skills Media on YouTube. 140 Records also on YouTube, and Mixcloud as well. And then Hunter YF Recordings, which is YouTube as well. So Pinoy Media is an Asian media outlet, and then 125 to 140, that's like an electronic record label, and then Hunter YF, that's multi-genre. So there's like 3 to choose from.
Yeah, so we're gonna put the links in the description. So it's a bit more quick fire for you guys to follow us up. So bro, like, tell me, like, why did you what got you into like music, and how did you find yourself going into like foreign language music? Because like Filipino music, and I know you don't just listen to like Filipino music. I know you listen to all genres in different languages, but how did you kind of get into that vibe? Because I got into that vibe after like following you, innit? I was like, oh, right, there's some good French grime out there. There's some good French trap. There's mad German hip hop. Do you know what I mean? And that's where it spiraled for me as well. So like, just saying, you inspired me to listen to that stuff. But what made you like kind of get into that?
You know what it is? I can't just listen to one genre or one language, innit? I get bored. So I'm always searching for like the next best thing. That's why obviously my name Hunter, innit? Mm-hmm. So I first seen my dad DJing, and that's what got me into music. And then I remember when I was young, I was probably like junior school, I heard what is it? I was listening to pirate radio, Heatwave. It was a famous station in Nottingham, and I heard a hip hop track in Spanish, innit? And then from there, after that, I heard.
Which one was it? Which hip hop track was it?
I'm not too sure. It was just a random beat and was it like
reggaeton sort of thing?
Like a 50-second freestyle, innit?
Yeah, was it like reggaeton?
No. It was just like old school. This was before reggaeton ever existed, didn't it?
Before reggaeton existed? Okay. I remember when I was in school, like secondary school, when I first came back from the Philippines, I was about 14, 15 at the time, and I first heard reggaeton at that time. So we're talking about 18 years ago. So I don't know what that converts for you, but was that before that? The era you were saying you heard this with your dad's pirate station, yeah? Well,
probably the pirate station. And then my dad was always getting records because he was a DJ, so he was getting records sent to him. And one day he showed me this record called Jazzmatazz Volume 1, where Guru and MC Solar from France did a track together. And that just blew my mind even more. So I was always researching, but it wasn't till 2002, that's when I first learned of Asian hip-hop. And when I first found out about the Philippines as well, that's when I met Mad Mike, at college.
Oh, yeah.
The first Asian music I came across was Hong Kong, and then after that was Philippines. But is
that like Hong Kong rap, Hong Kong hip hop?
Yeah. LMF they were called, Lazy Motherfucker, old school group from Hong Kong.
LMF, yeah. Let me write that down. Don't take us on money makers, you get me? So what music runs in the family, right? So You're saying your dad.
Yeah, because
how far does it go within the family in terms of music?
Say that again.
How far does it go in terms of the family, like with music? Like, who else does music in the family?
It's me and my dad. That was like the starting point. My dad, like early people, just like early days. And then as I got to college, because college became more like relaxed, more than school, and more cultural. That's where I started to learn about different cultures and stuff. And that's when I first met Filipinos when I was 16.
Yeah. That's your guy, man like Mike, innit? And not in a minute. So
Mike.
Yeah, Mad Mike. You say yeah. Notorious Mike.
Yeah.
Notorious MIC. Yeah.
But yeah, the first time I met Filipinos, I knew that it was a country in Asia that stood out from the rest of Asia, because when I first met Filipinos, the dress sense was different, and obviously I noticed the Spanish in the language, and there was a vibe going on that attracted me to the culture, innit? Because I thought, yo, this is very from the rest of Asia, and then I started learning about Francis M, Andrew E.
Yeah. Because like you gotta remember when it comes to like hip hop culture, it's like spurs back to America, innit? So obviously like Filipinos from America who were like, you know, the bringing it back to Philippines as they were OFWs being raised over there. Do you know what I mean? Bringing back the culture from America to Philippines. Because remember, like back in the day, there was no internet, right? So it was just whatever CDs you heard or whatever tunes made it to a radio station in your local area. Do you know what I mean? Whatever was booming at the time. So it was hard to know what was the latest hip hop in America was just like, oh, it's whatever came on your TV. Do you know what I mean? Or if you was lucky enough, you could get some underground mixtapes or something. Funneled to you. And yeah, the culture was like, you know, the dress sense, everything. With Filipinos, it was like a mixture of like the Latino guys in LA and just the standard hip hop culture anyway, like in terms of like hip hop dress sense from New York.
I remember in the early days, a lot of Filipinos I met, they was always wearing the big jerseys, innit? The big baggy jerseys and jeans and baseball cap. My Chinese mates didn't dress like that, and like my other Asian mates never dressed like that. So when I first met Filipinos, you got to remember I was only 16, innit? So I was still naive. I was just like, yo, these guys are different, innit? I like this. And then when I heard the music and stuff, that got me more interested as well.
Like when in the 90s, like when I was growing up, my godbrothers were influenced heavily by American music. It was like Snoop. Do you know what I mean? Snoop, Wu-Tang, and it was like listen to it on a sly, you know what I mean? With no uncles or aunties around, you know, like when there was like a party on the weekend, as in like Filipino gatherings, we'd go into the room, we'd be playing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or like Pit Fighter, if you remember that one on the Master System. And they'll like turn the volume off. This is what I like to do with games as well. I like to turn the background music off in fighting games and then put Wu-Tang on or like some mad crazy, like, you know, like it's just a sick vibe, man. And that's nostalgic for me. When I do that with games, I always put that Wu-Tang in the background. But yeah, we used to listen to that music on the sly, man. Like we didn't want no aunties coming in and be like, oh, what's this music? This swearing, what's this? What is he saying? Put that off, turn that off, huh? What do you think? You think that's nice? Huh? You have to go to church tomorrow. You know what I mean? Them vibes there, bro. Just like killing it. Like, Uncle man, loud man. We're playing Street Fighter, innit? You know what I mean? So
yeah, you can't play Andrew E around the elders. Too much swearing.
Yeah, there's some savage bars with hip hop for real back in the days. Like the stuff in those days is like it's cringe to us, but it was shocking in those days. You know what I mean? But there's some classic stuff that still resonates and it's just still sick. Like if you listen to Wu-Tang nowadays, from the 36 Chambers, bro, like one of my all-time favorite albums, man. Do you know what I mean?
Aren't they a classic in your books?
Huh?
Death Threat. What about Death Threat? Talking about old school classic.
I'll be real with you, yeah. I don't really listen heavily into Filipino rap, hip hop, Filipino hip hop. But if I hear something, I'll be like, yeah, that's sick. Like I'll vibe to it. But because of my like upbringing, where I was raised here in UK, and I didn't really grow up home in like Manila or Aklan, it's like I was a mixture of Tagalog and Aklanon and English. So when people speak to me, it's a huge barrier because I'm talking to them in like a mixture of English, Aklanon, Tagalog. So it's hard to talk to me because we get lost in translation. Sometimes I even offend people by accident. Do you know what I mean? So that's just peak, but it is what it is, isn't it? But on a real, like I never really listened to hip hop music in those days when I grew up there. I was still listening to like when I was out there, I ain't gonna lie, I was listening to like P. Diddy. You gotta get up, my brother. I was listening to the likes of like Diddy, Cisco, Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? People who were popping. R&B was like Casey Jojo, Mariah, Jodeci. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was that era. So that's what I was listening to. But in terms of Filipino music, I was listening to like Parokya and Edgar, like rock stuff. Do you know what I mean? I started to expand into rock, like pop music, because obviously, like when you're with your peers and everyone's listening to this stuff, you get into it. It's a catchy track. You can catch a vibe, innit? So that's music for you, innit? So I kind of like moved from hip hop to like pop ballads. We can say like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, all that stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I never really heard Filipino hip hop till I came back to UK. And when I went to college, after because I did a couple years in secondary school first. Then when I hit college, then I finally met AZ for the first time. And when I met AZ, that's when I was like mind blown, like, raw, there's Tagalog rap. Do you know what I mean? Because my guy, AZ, big up to AZ, by the way, Supreme Elements Clothing, if you want to check him out. But he was freestyling in Filipino at a barbecue party, and I was just mind blown. He was just like, yeah, sasaksakan kita ng gamit barbecue stick, like just saying things like that, you know, just random. I was like, wow, this guy's sick. So, and I was not a rapper. I wasn't into rapping at those times. I was just into songwriting. So, and I wasn't really like into making music like that either. It was just me in my own element, writing lyrics in a notebook at home, nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I wasn't in the phase at that time. But hanging out more with AZ and his brother Gerald and all them, man. And I started to meet Kid and them lot, and everyone was just rapping. And I was like, yo, I'll fit this chorus in. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, yeah. I sang them a chorus. AZ loved it. And that's when we come up with Stuck in Your Room, innit? And then after that, it was like, yeah, like bit by bit, it's like, oh, why don't you try writing lyrics, write that? And that's how I kind of like hooked up with all the LS man them and all that. And because remember, we were at the era of like discovering the internet and YouTube, and we were doing stuff that no one was really doing at the time. We were just following what the trend was, you know, like Channel U back in the day, where everyone was just doing their own thing. Do you know what I mean? We were trying to just do our own thing as Filipino rappers, isn't it? And I was just that guy who could do English rap or English song lyrics and mix it up. But I wasn't too active, to be fair. I just did what I could.
You see them times there with SoundClick, innit? You lot was all,
bro.
Everyone was Friendster and SoundClick.
Bro, it was Yahoo Messenger before that as well. I don't know if you know about it. Yahoo Messenger, bro. Look at your face. The memories are flooded, bro. Yahoo Messenger, bro. A few baby mamas were made because of that app, you know. A few marriages kindled, bro, and a few breakups kindled as well. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know some love stories because of that stuff, man. That Yahoo Messenger right there, man.
Yeah, when I first started listening to you, man, it was all love story, like love songs.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was proper cringe. It was just cringe, but
then when me and JE came into things, yeah, that's when the sound started to get like dark and grimy and
big up to JE, man. JE's always been that trap guy as well, like because he was in Philly, innit? Like Philadelphia is in like America. So like he has that trap side. He's always been into that sort of music before he came over. So yeah, when that was popping, he was already into it. By the time he come to UK, when he moved around here, we was like, yeah, I think it was relevant to him because everyone obviously knows that grime and trap are very similar. So like it's very like versatile in terms of like lyrics going on either genre. It works. So yeah, it was pretty cool, man. And JE was started working with Kid a lot more, and then it was spiraling for a bit, man. But like I said, life gets ahead of us, and we just had to put our priorities in the jar, you know. So
you know, the first ever track I heard of Kid was the Hit 'Em Up remix, Outlaw.
Yeah, Get Money. Yeah. Get money, but he's cussing someone, isn't it? I can't remember it, man. I
I
thought it
can't
was a
remember. It
dick
might.
pic. Or he's just going ham. He's just like, all your mums, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? He's just going ham, bro.
What happened after? No, before Barry Fiesta, Mike was showing me like sound click and stuff, and I heard
Which
clips
year?
of that
2006, yeah? The 2006 one.
05, and then I came
05.
06
Yeah.
Fiesta.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah. When Kid told me about you, like he was like, oh, there's this guy, man, called Hunter, man. He's mad, bro. Like he's not even Philly, but he could spit my lyrics. I was like, what? I was like, what's some doddy who's not Philly like doing, trying to like remember all your lines? I can't even do that. I was like, bro, I can't even remember all your lines. Like, how is my man spitting all your bars and I can't? You know what I mean? Let alone you're not even a Filipino, bro. I just found it mental. I was like, all right, cool. And then, yeah, it's just been jokes, man. It's been a joke. What? Let's say, oh, bruv, it's been about 15 years. Come to think about it.
15 years.
That's pretty mental, you know. Man, we're getting old out here, bro.
Because what happened? Mike showed me all SoundCloud, didn't it? And then obviously went to Barry Fiesta, met Kid, met all the FWA, all them people, innit?
Yeah.
Larry was around from SOD. Like, he just kept us safe, basically, innit? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know when I did. Then, fast forward a little bit later on, Mike was like, yo, you got to come to my yard, I got to show you this Filipino grime track, innit? So I remember I just went straight to his yard, yeah? And he's showing it me, Kid, and I swear to God, I had it on repeat every day. That's how I remember the bars, isn't it?
That's gas. That's gas.
Remember Robertson's Theatre in...
Yeah.
Yeah, when we was there, on the tube back, I was like, Kid's mum was there, yeah? I'll never forget this day. I was spraying bars to him. He couldn't believe it. Even his mum was...
I don't think anyone could have believed that, man.
How are you Filipino? You know all my bars.
Yeah, it's mad, bro. That's like, for me, that kind of made me feel like, raw, we made an impact on someone who's not Filipino and who would recite our lyrics, even though they didn't understand what they were saying. So for me, that was big, you know, and that kind of made me have a vision of like, raw, this could go somewhere.